Hello everybody, welcome back to Leeton. My name's Jace. Today it's a little bit blustery outside. It's a really nice day, it's quite warm, probably about 14-15 degrees, but there's quite a nip in the air because of the breeze, and because of the wind, filming outside isn't going to be that good today because there's going to be lots of wind in the microphone and all that, because as a YouTuber I still haven't got one of these little clip-on microphones, which I must invest in. So what I'm going to do today, because now we're in May, I'm going to get a lot of seeds sown, and I sat there last night watching YouTube, making a list of all the things that I want to sow on my phone, so I'm going to get those done. But before I do that, I'm going to set up another quick pallet collar raised bed, no dig, cardboard compost, exactly like I did in the video yesterday and I've done on other videos. And because the reason is I've got some onion sets that I need to put in the ground. They're stir-on white onions, which I bought a couple of weeks ago but didn't sow them just because it was going to have a couple of cold nights, etc. So I've held back and I'm going to put them in today, and they're sort of a backup to my main crop onions that I killed a whole module tray of. So these are some extras, and I suppose by planting them a bit late I'm going to get a later crop, and that's going to help me store them through the winter, etc, etc, etc. So it's not a big issue, but I'm not going to put any sound on this part of the video. I'm just going to quickly go up there, time lapse it, throw a pallet collar bed down, get the onions in, and then we're going to go in the greenhouse and I'm going to start sowing some other seeds. Okay, so that's the last lot of onions put in for this year, and that in real time probably only took me about 10 minutes. So such a fast way of gardening. Pallet collar, cardboard, compost, fantastic. Right, seeds. So I'm going to sow some pak choy, and never grown pak choy before, so a new one for me. I understand it really suffers badly from slugs, so I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that. What I'm going to do is sow a row here, and that'll do, I don't know, there's probably 15 in there, something like that. So that's that. Then I'm going to sow some cabbage, red calibos. Not grown this before either. It's great to try new things, and that's the only way we find out what grows well in our gardens or allotments or not. So probably about 10 there. Now out of those 10 I would expect probably only 50% to actually come harvest, and that's if I've looked after them really well, kept the pests off them, etc. Because probably some won't germinate, some won't be very strong, and some will get eaten by pests or broken by the wind or whatever. So I'm working on about a 50% success rate, and then I'm just going to gently cover those. And there's nothing special about this. This is shop bought compost, bit of vermiculite. In fact, a lot of these are filled with various composts that have been thrown back into the mixing tray from pots and things like that. And I'm not wanting a lot of nutrition out of this compost. The seed has got what the plant needs to get it out of the ground, some roots down, some leaves up, and then they're going to get pricked out and potted on or planted out or whatever. So this is a temporary thing, and I need to find the rose for my watering can. I've already watered this compost because it was so dry after being left in the mixing tray. So, cabbage and pak choy. Next, I'm going to do some swede, because it's that time of year, and I'm going to multi-sow these in modules and then plant them out in clumps, and hopefully these will go where my Charlotte early potatoes are growing now, where they come out. And obviously this is going to be a good winter crop, so I'm going to put 3 or 4 in each one. I think 5 went in that one, but no mind. And then as they grow, they'll push each other apart, hopefully, and we'll have some nice swede in the winter, as well as all the potatoes we've got in storage, and hopefully so that's the swede done. Bit of compost on top, and that is really quite wet already, so I'm not going to water these again. The moisture that's already in these modules will soak up into this little bit of compost on the top. Okay, so that's a swede. Next, I'm going to have another go at celery. I know it's quite late in the year, but maybe if we get a mild autumn, I'll stand half a chance. And the reason I'm going to have another go is I killed the last lot, so I need to have another go, basically. Now, these are so small, these seeds. Trying to sow one will be pretty difficult, so I'm going to do my best to get 1 or 2. But in most of these, 3 or 4 are going in. That 8 went in that one. I wonder if the celery will push themselves apart like other crops do. Do a bit of research on that. Maybe I'll just have to thin them out. tried growing celery before, never had a lot of success. I know you need to keep them damp and everything else, but never really had a great deal of success, but we shall keep trying. So that's the celery. Then I'm going to sow some iceberg and mixed salad leaves, and these are just a successional crop to what is already out there in the garden growing. So mixed salad leaves. And some iceberg. Come out and relabel these with a better pen. This pen is not good. There we go, some salad leaves. I'm going to do kale and I'm going to do spinach, because I only got a couple of kale plants growing. The slugs have done their damage. Kale, spinach, I've got a few spinach growing already, and these seeds are a lot easier to handle. So what have I got there? 2, 5 or 6, something like that. Those. And then I'm going to sow some more butternut squash. Got one growing. I'm going to go for a few more because we like butternut squash and it stores for a very long time, so that's a good thing. So from a self-sufficiency point of view, they're a good crop to grow. One, two, three. Just close those over, push it down. And there is the squash. And then last but not least, we're going to go with some melon. I've got a little sheltered area that I've got my eye on to grow these in. Gets a lot of sun in the summer and it's kind of walled in, shed on one side, and I think it could be a good place, and maybe try and grow, make a wooden structure of some sort and try and grow them up a piece of string like I've seen Charles Dowding do. 1, 2, 3. So these are variety Melba. So that lot will get put back in my seed box. Cover these back over. And then there's the melon. Right, that's what I'm sowing in early May. And obviously what you sow in early May depends on your circumstances, whether you've got a greenhouse or a polytunnel, where you live obviously makes a big difference, and what you've already got growing makes a big difference. So pretty much in May you're good to sow most things, I would have thought. Might be a bit late for tomatoes, cucumbers, but then why not give it a go? I mean, I could really do with sowing some more tomatoes in all honesty, but I think I'm going to just take the side shoots, and this weekend I'm probably going to put them all out anyway, because it looks like the next few weeks it's warming up on a night with 10 degrees or more. So I'm going to take the risk, and if I have to put some fleece over them or some polythene or something, then that's what I'll have to do. Okay everybody, thanks for watching, much appreciated. If you've enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. Follow us on our journey to become more self-sufficient, and all the other projects that we're doing in the garden. Probably even got a bit of slab laying and building work coming up this weekend, to be fair. So follow us along. Cheers.